Welcome back to the Squarespace Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Omari Haribin. Today we're talking about how you can double your Squarespace leads in the next 30 days. I'm going to share with you exactly what I did when I was getting started about 7 years ago, because it's exactly what I would do today, except I've got a couple of tweaks to it, right? So you're going to get the upgraded version to what I did, because obviously things have changed in the past 7 years. And I've also learned some things as well. I've invested in courses that have allowed me to add some different things to my own system, even though I'm not using it currently. If I were, this is what I'd be doing. So let's get into it. Now, when I was starting out, I didn't have a referral network. My contact form was collecting dust. Nothing was really happening for me. I didn't have a local network. I was just a guy on the internet looking for clients who needed help with their Squarespace website. Maybe they needed a redesign or a tweak or whatever it was. I had determined that this was going to be my niche, and this was where I was going to focus. And I knew that if I had some focus, then I could start to develop systems around that. And that's what I'm going to share with you today, the first system that I set up for myself. But what I would do differently if I was starting right now is I would find established people who already had an audience within this niche, right? So people who have leads that they probably don't want. And I would partner with those people to either give them a referral fee or commission, fixed or percentage or whatever, for them to send me those leads. That would be my very first point of contact. Why? Because one, these individuals already have some authority, they already have an audience, they are already in demand. And because they're in so much demand, they've got overflow. And if they can confidently refer their overflow to me, then the overflow will be thankful. I'll be thankful. The person would be thankful who sent me the referral. And you got a win-win-win situation. So my very first approach would be partnerships of some sort. And if you want to partner with me like that, let me know, because I'd be happy to send you any potential leads that I get. Even though it's been a long time since I've really offered these services, but I do still occasionally get folks who might be looking for help migrate into a platform, or just a couple of tweaks, or something that I just don't offer anymore. And so, I'd be willing to send that to you. Um, Now, this is where I started my journey, and this is with marketplaces. I had this idea that marketplaces were bad, freelance marketplaces were something you should stay away from. But as soon as I let go of that idea, I realized that there were plenty of opportunities that I could make use of. And so I created profiles on as many freelance marketplaces that I could find. I set up notifications or alerts or RSS feeds so that I can get the Squarespace specific jobs delivered to my inbox daily. And what that did was that gave me the beginning of a daily routine where I knew every day I would be responding to new opportunities that weren't there the day before. And I wasn't really super attached to them because I also knew that tomorrow there'd be more opportunities. So having that kind of a flow puts you in a better place, because even if even if you don't land any clients immediately, at least you start to feel like, okay, this is something that I'm in control of, and now it just becomes a matter of time. Maybe you don't land the first three proposals or four or five, but the sixth proposal becomes the one that, kickstarts a long-term relationship. And that's another thing that I would mention to my past self is that you are, initiating relationships here. Like when you take on a client, Don't just think about the project at hand. Think about the just like the long term potential, right? Don't get too invested in the long term potential, but just know that it exists, right? Because I have clients from who I got using all of the methods that I'm sharing with you today, who would still reach out to me today for help, for Squarespace related help. And had you told me that, hey, Omari, you're gonna still be in touch with this person 10 years from now, I would have probably treated things a little bit differently and approached my business differently as well. So marketplaces. And while I'm on the topic of marketplaces, if you're not already a part of the Squarespace marketplace, then that is, you know, you got to be in there as well, right? The whole idea is you want to be where people are looking. And this is just how I was able to position myself where people are looking. The next stop is directories, and I leveraged the Craigslist directory, and I created alerts in all of the metropolitan areas of the country, so that anytime someone posted something related to Squarespace on Craigslist, I would get an email, and I was able to respond to those and picked up a bunch of clients doing that as well. So now we're starting to like stack things, right? We've got partners who are sending us leads. We've got marketplaces where we're able to respond to requests for proposals. We've got directories where we're able to respond quickly as well. And then the next source that I tapped into was Facebook groups. I even created a Facebook group as well. And I didn't just tap into Squarespace related Facebook groups, because that you should do that, but also Facebook groups that had business owners or entrepreneurs who could possibly need Squarespace help, right? Maybe they were evaluating between platforms. And so the search feature within these Facebook groups is very handy for that. And so building that into my routine as well, where on a daily basis, I was able to kind of quickly comb through these Facebook groups to see if anyone needed some help or if anyone was looking to hire. I would be able to quickly respond to those things. The other source were forums, specifically the Squarespace forum, and there's now also the Circle forum as well. And what I found there was that oftentimes people would ask for help and not get any kind of response. Slack communities. The same principle with Facebook groups I applied to Slack communities, as well as Reddit and Twitter. I created these Twitter alerts. And the one social platform that I didn't tap into then that I would now was LinkedIn. I did a search just a couple of minutes ago for Squarespace developer to see if anyone was trying to hire those particular services, and I found a bunch of stuff pop up. So a lot of times, like, most people don't cover all of these areas. Why? Because it takes time. Unless you have a daily system or routine set up, these are activities that you might only do once in a while. But if you do them consistently every day for 30 days, I can guarantee you that you're going to start to see an influx in leads and opportunities based off of those leads that you've already gotten. So hopefully something in that I mentioned here sparked something. Hopefully you got an idea if there's something that you're not doing that you think, okay, maybe I can try that. I signed up for this course, or I took this course a couple of years ago because the guy who created it, he had a system that sounded a lot similar to what I had created for myself, but it sounded like he had spent way more time with it. And so I wanted to learn and see if there was anything that I could implement for myself if needed or whatever. Anyway, long story short, I definitely recommend checking out Endless Clients. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. If you want to build up a pipeline for your business, this will give you a framework and a bunch of different strategies and tactics that you can use to take exactly what I was just sharing and implement it. All right, hopefully you found this useful. Let me know, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.